Blueford's empty. We got a substation copper shopper here. He's doing an inspection. I'm gonna run over here. Looks like a giant sitting over here at the rest area. I guess they call this the BAXTER. Town of BAXTER. They got a real fancy Walmart here. It's got stones on all the corners. They got a stone entryway. You know you're something when you get a stone entryway into your Walmart. Man, oh man, oh. I think that's Paul Bunyan over there, isn't it? Who is that big feller? Look at that burning something. Who wants to bet who this is? Is that Paul Bunyan or whom could it be? That Big John? Who the heck is this? Watch out for the turds around here. There's a dog turd area. Don't want a dog turd on there. So, guess what? I bet you, I guessed who it was. Paul Bunyan statue. Ha 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 ha! A legend shared. Craigens and Paul Bunyan. This Bunyan statue is dedicated in loving memory of Merle K. and Louis Craigen, founders of the Craigen Resort and Gull Lake, Brainerd, by their son Dutch Merrill Jr. and his wife Irma in May of 2005. A legend shared. In August 1933, Merrill Craigen and W.J. Jack Maiden created Paul Bunyan's Playground Incorporated, later changed to Paul Bunyan Incorporated, to promote tourism throughout Minnesota from 1933 to 1938. Merrill Craigen, an executive secretary, and his wife Louise made many calls on chambers of commerce and resort owners. The Brainerd Chamber of Commerce was the first to join the association and establish Brainerd, the capital of Paul Bunyan's Playground. Woo! That was a mouthful. Hickerson Garment Factory develops Paul's red and black Bunyan jacket. Postcards, booklets, and Paul Bunyan yarn and Paul Bunyan game were printed in Craigen's print shop in St. Paul. Merrill and Craigen Sr. sponsored many resorts at sports show, and several products were developed to support the Paul Bunyan legend, including Paul Bunyan's potato, maple sugar and syrup, ham and bacon, pancake flour, jams, jellies, and even a Paul Bunyan candy bar. The Brainerd Chamber sponsors Paul Bunyan Days in 1936 and 1937 with a parade band, floats, and log rolling, beard growing, tobacco spitting, yarn spinning contest. In 1939, the Craigens purchased commenced building the 8th cottage of the Craigens Resort, opening in 1941 and 1942. Merrill Craigen formed the Minnesota Resort Associations during the war. Louise ran the newly opened resort post-war. Merrill led the adoption of 10,000 Lakes to Minnesota license plate, was instrumental in forming the UPS food shows, was a director of the 1949 Minnesota Territorial Continental, and became the director of the continuing education at the University of Minnesota. Professor Craigen remained deeply involved in the operation of the Craigens during his career, and until his death in 1986, Louise continued to document the development of Paul and Babe, the growth of Minnesota and tourism, and the Craigens Resort submitted her story and experience to the Minnesota Historical Society. Louise died in Brainerd in 2006. Wow. Y'all get a load of that now. So those people was quite involved around here, wasn't they? Yes, sir. They was quite involved. Who like that, huh? Who would have thunk? Let's go see what they got in here. Well, they got poison. What is that? Poison? Yeah, poison. Okay. Got Pronto Cafe, Your Corner Coffee, more poison. They got, how much do you think these are? C7. $2.50 for a pop, an A&W pop. Look at all that poison. Wonderful tasting poison. Look, they got a bicentennial Diet Coke in there. Patriot. Oh, we got some memorabilia in here. Waggles, Shaking Low. Look at that. Brainerd's warmer. It's not cold, warm enough for those today. We got some birdies. Look at that frog. He's taking a dive, isn't he? I think he sees him an insect. Yeah, big old fish. Look at this. Even I don't know what kind of bird that is. I'm sure it says it on here. Duck of some kind. But anywho, he's caught him something. Wow, pretty sharp. Look at that river. Beautiful, huh? Beautiful. I just dropped off some beautiful boats to play in that river. This lake. Protect our lakes. You are here. Not just delivered right to there. Right where that A is. Look at that seat there. Paul Bunyan himself could sit on that. Common fish in the northern Minnesota. They got wally, white-tailed lobe, got a sauger, spot on the fin. They got a northern pike, rounded fin. They got a muskellunge, pointy tail. They got a largemouth bass. That's the one we're all used to right there. It doesn't say anything about his tail. Smallmouth bass. Look at the difference. Small mouth like me, big mouth like and black crappie with a whatever tail. A white crappie. What would you rather have, a black crappie or a white crappie? Sounds pretty crappy either way, if you ask me. Pumpkin seed. Who's kind of groovy looking? Look at him. Pumpkin seed. Bluegill. And green sunfish. Woo-hoo. I'm talking about. Oh, they got a state patrol office here in Braille in case you get lost if you're blind.
soon.